Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight. Welcome back to Dead Cells The Foundry update. So, starting off this episode, interesting news that's probably a week late at this point. And by probably, I mean definitely a week late, but I only just noticed it because I'm a bit slow on the uptake, apparently. But the developers just announced last week that Dead Cells is apparently coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch in the not too terribly distant future. That's cool. You know, for all the console owners out there who may or may not have been watching series like this and thinking, wow, Dead Cells is awesome. I really hope I can get some of that on console. And I guess your prayers, such as they are, have been answered. Apparently. Cool, huh? Anyways, that's a good way to start our day, isn't it? Also, that's a good way to start the day as well. Alright. Oh, also, it looks like I could turn this, if I really wanted to, into a tactics run, which I suppose I will. You know, mostly because we've beat the game with the heavy crossbow, haven't we? I'm pretty sure we have. I mean, yeah, we have. But I will always mostly remember that one... Oh, dear. I'll always mostly remember the time where we almost won when we had the, what was it? It was a quad damage crossbow. And we ended up dying because I was not competent enough to not get hit. Which kind of makes me sad. I mean, you know what? It kind of occurs to me. This is a bit of a slow weapon. And as such, we probably shouldn't be focusing too much on killing enemies anyway. Does that go anywhere? Does this actually lead us somewhere special? I mean, that leads us down to the sewers, which we could totally go to if we really wanted to, but I guess we'll go to the promenade. Anyway, but seeing as we've got a slow weapon, maybe we'll try to make this more of a speed run rather than our usual, you know, more slow and steady kind of runs here. I mean, generally, I like taking my time and harvesting all those sweet, delicious cells, but you know, we kind of have to tailor the run to what we have, and that's probably where some of my problem comes from, is that, oh good God, is that I oftentimes try to make the run. Oh dear. No, yes, open door. Good. Success. Victory. Winning. That was awesome. Anyway. Yeah, I often try to make the run do what I want rather than what the run is actually, you know, setting itself up for. And with a slow but powerful weapon, it probably makes more sense to just run through the level, ignore as many enemies as safely possible. Because we can't ignore all the enemies. We do have to kill some of the enemies, because otherwise we get swamped and that's how we die. And we don't want to die. Not until the very, very end. So... Oh dear. Whoop. Beautiful. That is what I like. Does this have piercing? No, it doesn't. That is unfortunate, but life goes on. Oh yeah, beautiful, baby. Beautiful right there. Hello, good sir. Whoop. And then we'll escape into this magical, mystical door. I mean, I know what you're saying, or thinking, possibly. Hey, Gaslight, didn't you just say we're not going to kill everyone? This is true, but remember, like I said, we're still going to try to kill who we can safely kill, and I mean, I figure killing those guys is fairly sensible. Oh god. Actually, that really wasn't all that bad. Bit of money, always good. Gotta get rid of those things when we can. But yeah, I should focus more on just getting through here rather than dilly-dallying and just hanging around waiting for whatever. So, Yeah. I mean, it means fewer cells, at least until we get another weapon. But, yeah, oh dear. It'll be okay, probably, maybe. Possibly, hopefully. We can dream of a better tomorrow. There we go. Yeah, I mean, powerful weapon, but unfortunately, a very slow weapon. So yeah, don't fight oh god. Don't fight everything. Not good. In fact, the opposite of good. Very bad. I really don't give shields. Like, even now that they're, like, objectively better than they once were, I still don't make the time to get around to really using them, do I? Which tells me at some point I'm gonna have to do, like, a shield-only run or something in order to attempt. And actually, it was way back we talked about doing something like that, didn't we? Like, something with, like, dual assault shields or something is what we'd ideally want. Don't know why I thought anything else was going to happen with that. But then again, sometimes I am able to sliver and slunk and sneak through those things, so it was a good dream while it lasted. But like many dreams, it was unfortunately not to be. But then again, just because a dream is not to be doesn't mean you shouldn't, oh good god, you shouldn't attempt to make it happen. Because that's kind of the whole point of life, as I often say. You know, you ever get busy dreaming or you get busy dying. Or both. I mean, I guess if that's what floats your boat, but I would rather not float my boat that way. As the case is. Oh. Oh, good god. That was a dangerous moment. Wait. Come on. Bounce! Yes! Good. I finally actually used my shield on this run. One time. But sometimes all you need is one time. Anyway, with that in mind, let's get this shindig going even, you know, even further than we have been. What was that shopkeeper saying about a scam? I wasn't really paying attention to what he was saying, which is not usually a good idea, as one might imagine. Just like taking superfluous damage the way I have been. We've beat the game with the double-notched bow. We should totally upgrade the repeater crossbow next, I'm thinking. That sounds like that'll be a good time right there. So we will. But for now, also, wait, what does this do? Oh, it doesn't even have enemy penetration. How disappointing. Whoop. 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 There we go. I probably wasted a little bit of time on that, I'll admit, but it was time well wasted, I would say. If there is truly such a thing as time well wasted, which apparently I do in fact believe there is. I mean, that's kind of what we're going for here, isn't it? Ooh, double damage. Did you see that? Double damage. That is kind of sweet. In its own special way, I suppose. But, yeah. It wasn't what we wanted right now. So it's gonna take me a while to get used to, like, active skills actually having extra damage on them. Oh, incidentally, now that I think about it, day being Friday and all, or at least when this episode goes live, it'll be Friday. It occurs to me that... Whoop. Whoop. Whoa, hey, oh, come on, man. Anyway, that, we may... And Motion to Win did say something on their previous post about, like, having, some more info for us. We might as well go to the ossuary. We haven't been there in a little while. But yeah, more info on the coming update, so that'll be cool. Might even come out today. Might even come out next week. I mean, I'm pretty sure they said in the last news update that they were looking to offer some information this week. But, you know, plans can change sometimes, depending on, you know, what's going on in the office. So that's totally understandable. Obviously, it's hard to wait, of course, for news, because I'm sure all of us are looking forward to hearing what new bosses and or levels are in store for us in the not-too-distant future. Which, always good. I mean, frankly, I myself really, I want new levels and new bosses, man. Not that I'm not happy with what we've got, but, you know, the more the merrier, as they always say. Oh, that's delicious. Delicious, silly goodness. Oh yeah, we're in a good place right now. You see how I totally saved that? We almost just squished down on the ground in a very squishy fashion. But then at the last possible second, we turned it around and actually managed to do a ground pound, stunning the enemy and getting us exactly where we wanted to go. More or less. It also occurs to me that we, at some point, we still need to beat the game using the cursed sword. So perhaps we will have to... Whoop. Yo, dog, don't do that. Whoop. Whoa. Ooh. Man, he actually almost got me there. But he didn't. And that is a thing of beauty. Oh dear. Oh. Nothing personal, kid. Just did not like your attitude. I mean, I don't like the attitude of it. You know what? These are actually chains. I always thought these were arms. But they're just chains, chaining the chest to the floor. I find that amusing for some reason. Yet, here we are. Not that amused, but slightly amused, which is amused enough as far as amusement is concerned. So... Whoop. Well played. Alright. Now, I should think that the only thing we would like more than anything in the whole wide world right now would be... Wow, he actually killed himself for me. Well played. Well played, good sir. But not well played enough. Oh, good God. That was... Didn't even know you were there, Armadillo Man. And that's why I hate Armadillo Men. They're always sneaking around, being all sneaky. Which is not good. I don't particularly care for that at all. Boom. Bam. Oh boy. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, this would be... Also, it looks like there is another... Or there was another, rather. And one of these nasty little things. Little slime thrower thing. But it is dead now, and that's all I care about at the end of the day. Let's see. I want to replace the stun grenade with an ice grenade. That's good. That works at least for me anyway. And if it works for me, then it's good enough. At least for now. Naturally, we're going to want more later, but the time being, you know, we've got everything we need, and that's A-okay. Not to mention, we're on pretty good... Oh, that was a bad time to use that. I also keep forgetting I do have an ice grenade. I could totally do something like that. And then also like that. Beautifully done. Masterfully executed. Oop. No, 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 get out! Oh, diddly. That was a bit closer than I would have liked, as you could imagine, but we're holding our own. Even though we are taking a little bit of bad damage here and there. Which I'm less fond of, to be entirely honest, but oh well. Also, quick, yeah, there's a little side area over there. And that probably leads to a dead end and probably doesn't have anything particularly cool going on, but it might. Also, sweet free turkey dinner. I mean, those are always very, very appreciated, as one might imagine. Nicely done again. Whoop. A little bit of that. Alright. Getting a little noisy here as well with all our stabbing and shooting and whatnot. I'm gonna actually adjust the audio settings a little bit here. Let's see. Let's turn down sound effects just a tad, and we'll turn music up just a bit. And I think that'll create a better balance, all told. Probably. Yeah, I'm kind of liking where this is at. I mean, I don't know. I've had to fiddle with my audio a little bit lately since it's been a tad off. Not entirely sure why, but I guess some things have changed and need to change with them. Which is, you know, good. I mean, change is awesome. Change is spectacular. You know, until it isn't. But until then, it's good, and it should feel good. And oh god. Well played. All right. Yeah, I can work with that. That's totally cool. Want to bring that down, but before we go ooh, that's a perfect spot to go fight some enemies. Oh god. Oh. Well, that worked out nicely. And you know what? I'm gonna swap these things around. Alright, so all I need to do is kill a single one of these enemies, and then the curse goes away. That was actually pretty easy. Surprisingly easy. Suspiciously easy. I don't know how I feel about that. By which I mean, I like totally know how I feel about that. I feel pretty darn good, seeing as we won. Which is the most important mechanism for defining success. Well, except for all the other mechanisms anyway. But, you know, it'd be really weird seeing an elite, one of those, like, jelly dispensers. I mean, what would an elite jelly dispenser even do? Alright, what do we got? What do you got? Oh, look at that little guy. Look at him. What is he gonna do? Not much, apparently. Sweet. Alright, now we're, like, really talking here. Which is good. I do enjoy talking, apparently. Seeing as, you know, that's kind of, like, 90% of the job description on a YouTube channel. Such as it were, whether it's actually a job or not. Oh, and there's the black bridge. Whoop. Mind your step there, friend. Oh, man, look at that. Man, we're doing awesome. Which is good. I like doing awesome because it makes me feel awesome. And if I feel awesome, then you know you're doing something right. Alright, a weaponsmith. Bow and infinite arrows. We have an ice bow, which is even more powerful than the throwing daggers. Let's see. Do we try... Ooh, if I had the money, I'd totally go for that. Of course, now that I think about it, I probably don't have the money to actually buy any of those weapons. So let's stick with what we've got, our double-notched bow level 3. It also occurs to me, we have, in recent updates, been fighting the incomplete one a lot more and the Watcher a lot less. Kind of feel bad about that. I mean, what did the Watcher ever really do to us, aside from being a terribly, terribly scary final boss, until he wasn't anymore? Just you watch, there's gonna be a cursed chest at the end of this. I can smell it. It's happening, it's coming. It's going to totally be a... Oh, no, it's just a food shop. Never mind. Alright, I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, I guess I smelled something, but it was just food, not pain and despair and misery and loneliness. Though sometimes food does represent those things. Not in this case, though, which is pretty good for us as far as all is concerned. And let's see here. How do I get to that cool secret area? I mean, it must be with that little teleporty thing right there. Actually, there's more to this corridor. Not much, and I suppose running down here is a waste of our time. But then again, there could be something cool down here, and yeah, look at that, stat upgrade. Not that that's gonna make or break us, mind you, but it still feels good. And at the end of the day, after all, feeling good is probably the most important metric for whether you actually are good. Oh, right, this actually does more damage on a frozen target, so we're actually doing really good for ourselves by, like, every conceivable metric for measuring success, which is good, because I kind of like success. It's a rather addicting feeling. Oop. And if we go down here, yeah, we can totally get to a teleporty thing faster, probably. I feel that was faster anyway. And thus, here we go. I mean, look at that. The one thing, like, I don't know how to fix it without, like, severely nerfing ice powers, but, like, how do we make it so that, like, the setup I've got right now, where it's like, you know, whatever your main weapon is, and then ice bow and 2 ice grenades, is not the most powerful possible build you could have. What do we do about that? That's a good question. I don't really know the answer either. I'm sure someone does, but I am not one of those people. Does even one of these cause me to drop my arrows? Apparently not. Alright, there we go. Boop. Boopity boppity bip. Literally the only thing slowing this run down was not enough arrows. That's kind of hilarious. In its own way. And still plenty of time. I mean, I guess this isn't going to turn out to be a speedrun after all, seeing as we actually are hunting for all those juicy, delicious cells at this point. Yeah, it's good, though. I also really hope, as I've probably said like a million times before, that eventually we see an upgrade for, yeah, you know, let's make this a repeater crossbow run. That feels right. Then we'll go back up and prove the war spear there. Then we'll just kind of scroll down and see if there's anything else that's like partially unlocked. There is not, so we'll put it in. You know what? Just noticed. Shields are, except for the frontline shield, purely survival. Interesting. Alright, let's see here. Shots pierce the first target. Toxic cloud when they die. So it's not quite as good as it was, but it is still pretty good. You know what? Let's go to the Fog Fjord. I've said before why I tend to ignore the Fog Fjord, but dang it, let's do it. I mean, we can't keep hiding from it forever after all, so might as well. Alright. Kinda sucks when you don't have the range on your enemy, but, you know. Oh yeah, I am feeling very, very potently powerful here. Powerfully potent, in fact. Which is all good. Very, very good. Very, very nice. More cells. And you know what? I think we'll go to the Sepulcher after this. Because I think we deserve it. Beautiful. Alright, there we go. Power with no discernible price. Oh, that is good. That is so good. delicious even, some would say. Including me, I guess. Because everything can be a food analogy after all. I suppose, if you really want to... Oh god. If you really stretch it. Oh good god. Everything can be related to food. Whoa. That was actually really bad. Alright, I'm kind of scared that I've now doomed myself in some fashion. And that I should have gone to the safer spot that would be, you know, not down here. But we fight, we win, we die, we live, we cry, we smile, and all these other things. Actually, yeah, I mean, given... Also, why am I wasting... Oh dear. Why am I wasting my... Good, beautiful job. Masterfully done. Execute it with the most precise of precision. Don't even know why that exists there, but I felt like rolling into it just for fun. Which is obviously the only reason you should do anything in life, is for fun. I mean, you can do things for reasons other than fun, but, I mean, you know, fun, for me anyway, is probably, like, the defining factor in, like, why I do anything. Well, not just fun, but also, you know, a sense of fulfillment, like you're doing something worthwhile. That's always important too, I should think. Alright, roll in here before they have a chance to explode, just in case. I mean, my gut tells me this could be... Oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god. My gut was telling me this could be where... Could be where the first cursed chest, the first of possibly many cursed chests in this level are. Don't know why I literally just, like, walked into it. But I did, because I do crazy stuff like that all the time. And that's why, there we go. Alright. That would have been like the one time one of those slugs managed to bite me. Alright, so what do we do now? We just fire this, and then that, and then that, and then the curse is gone. And we are happy as clams. Whoop. Beautiful. Man, this is an awesome weapon. Look at this. Look at the power. Look at the unbridled, unlimited, unhinged power that comes out of this. You figure this is another cursed chest room. I figure it might be, so I'm gonna try not to kill anything. Oh god. Nope. Until we get to the bottom, but nope, it was not a cursed chest room. Did have fire grenades though, and fire grenades are always fun. But fire grenades are not ice grenades, and thus they're not what we're looking for right now. Oh. And because I can totally get away with doing that, I will. I mean, it's kind of dangerous not to kill the slug babies, but if you don't have to, why bother? I mean, that's the lazy man's answer to everything, really. Why bother? If I don't have to, if it's not in my job description, someone else will take care of it. That's actually really not a good philosophy to base your life off of, is it? Oh, hello there, Redbeard, who has the dreadiest of beards. Oh. Oh, hello. Oh, God. Nicely done. Beautiful. Alright. I'm good. I'm good. This is actually... Oh, a food shop. But yeah, this is good. Everything about this run so far has gone exactly as I have foreseen, which is good. Also, there's apparently still another Inquisitor hanging around. Whoa. Hanging around here, messing up my groove, shooting stuff. Stupid magic mics. And don't forget the Archbishops. Never forget the Archbishop. Man, we're unstoppable. Oh god, I said it. Now we're gonna die. Dang it, Gaslight, you should know about hubris by now. I mean, how many stories have the old bards written about that are literally just about the hubris of man? I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason for that. Thus, I should totally try to live my life free of hubris. Oh god, here's where the fun really begins. He's like, oh dear god. Oh, how I... Oh. You're despicable. Anyway, but yeah, this is what we're dealing with now. We've got the real bad babies and slugs. And now we're in the infested part of town. Now, as memory serves, I actually can get rid of those things. Nicely done. You know, I kind of wondered to myself, you figure it would be cooler if, like, these infested baubles only existed in, like, in the houses? I mean, it would make life easier. Well, I mean, my only reason for saying that is, one, to make my life easier, and two, because then it would kind of create this, like, kind of like Plague City sort of thing, where the plague is on the inside. But then again, I mean, having it on the outside just shows how far gone Fog Fjord is. But I am curious as to where the plague has come from, and, you know, how this village ended up like this. There are many good questions to ask in life. That being one of them. Alright. Oh dear. There's gonna be another cursed chest in here. I know it. I kind of want to see if I can get a higher level. There we go. Let's see. Shots pierce behind you. Fires an arrow behind you. Or, yeah, fire an arrow in front and behind. Burning target. I kind of wish we had a version that did more damage on a frozen target, but, you know, that would make life too easy probably, so gotta make do with what we got, and what we got we'll have to do. Whoop. There we go, beautiful stuff. It's like poetry, really. In its own way. In the sense that it's, like, not at all like poetry, but having said that, I'm waiting. There's got to be a never cursed chest around here somewhere. I mean, there doesn't actually have to be, but it feels like there's got to be, doesn't it? Beautiful. Wait, can I actually blow those things up before they even pop? Oh, good God. That scared me for a second. Because I thought for sure that spinny thing was coming at me. And if the spinny thing came at me, then all bets are off. Alright, so there's another shop. We don't really care about a shop right now. That doesn't go anywhere. Alright. I mean, I'm gonna kill all of these horrible, disgusting monsters because I can't. I can. This is the way down to the sepulcher, isn't it? Yes, yes it is. Alright, we'll come back to that in a minute. Though, what is it? It's 27 minutes, isn't it? That's how much time we have for the sepulcher door. Oh god. So, we better get a move on if the sepulcher is indeed where we want to go. Which it totally is, because we went to the clock tower last time. So, I want to go to the sepulcher this time. It's only fair, really. I mean, I like the sepulcher. I hear some people actually don't like the sepulcher. Those people are weird to me. It seems like such an awesome level. I mean, you know, that's the thing though, isn't it? Just because it's an awesome level to me doesn't mean it's an awesome level to anyone else. fact, it doesn't mean a lot of things, does it? I mean, I guess that's kind of like the hard thing in life, isn't it? Is like figuring out, like, you know, you see the world one way, and sometimes it's hard to like pull yourself back and be like, you know what? You know, like, the world makes sense to me the way I see it, but would it make sense to someone else that way? Or, you know, to look at it in the same way? And the answer is obviously no, like at least not universal. Dang gummit. Oh, we had only 24 minutes. Okay. So we weren't quite fast enough. Now I feel like we've missed out. Well, no, we've already done that. We've done that a million times, the Hunter's Bow. We don't need to do it again. Also, how much did I miss? Yeah, there's 2 scrolls of power. Forever taunting me. As scrolls of power often do. They're like the rings of power, really. They will taunt you until your dying breath, letting you know what you could have had. And indeed should have had, but then didn't have. Well, I guess there's no shoulda, is there? Coulda, woulda, shoulda, it's all there. Anyway, getting back to my whole pseudo-intellectual, philosophical rant about seeing the world. I don't know. I mean, I try to think stuff like that. Like, I try to consider the world from other points of view. It's fun, I mean, for one. To me, anyway. Probably not to everyone, but I don't know. Like, to be honest, and it's probably like almost more of an egotistical thing than like an actual, oh, I'm trying to be a better person than the other guys kind of thing, in a sense that, like, do I try considering other points of view, like, for their own sake, or just so I can have that sense of moral superiority from saying, oh, look at me, I'm thinking about other people's point of view, but then, like, not really actually thinking about other people's point of view. Oh, this actually causes all arrows to fall from the victim. There we go. That's what we need. Alright. Alright. Hello. I mean, it's probably a bit early to be doing that, but, you know, it works. Bit late to give me poison resistance, my good chum. But I appreciate... Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, do you see that? Man, that was a close one. But then again, close is my middle name. Apparently. I mean, I guess it is now, anyway. Actually, it's not. But, what is my real middle name? Well, I guess you'll have to tune in next time on... Yeah, you know, I don't actually have a catchy show name for that. I was about to say the next time on Dragon Ball Z for some reason, just because that was apparently in my head, but, you know. Ah, yes, I remember Dragon Ball Z. It was that one show where as a kid, it was like, nothing happened this episode. And then, you know, there'd be another episode where, like, the first half of the episode is just recapping what happened on the last episode. And then... Oh, it's getting kind of dark here. I probably... Okay, yeah. Get out. Light. Glorious light. Whoa, that was momentarily scary, but then it got not scary. Anyway, I mean, to be honest, I didn't actually watch Dragon Ball Z that much as a kid, but I did watch a couple of episodes. Never quite, like, quite captured my attention and imagination, but it was a good show while it lasted. But it was kind of funny to me as a kid, where, like, and frustrating, because as a kid, naturally, one's attention span and patience for these things is a bit less, where it's like every episode, it seemed like, you know, not much happened. But then again, there's shows I watched today where that's like literally the same thing, where half the episode is just recapping the last episode, and then, like, sitting around and talking about, oh, what should we do now? The bad guys are doing such and such. And then, like, nothing actually gets done. I mean, to be honest, I think I'm... What am I thinking of? Probably The Walking Dead. That's a show that I'm pretty sure is pretty guilty of doing that, where, like, you know, the show would be a lot tighter if they like cut out like, I don't know, 4 or 5 episodes out of the season runtime and kind of, you know, made the plot a little bit tighter and cut some of the dead weight. But that's just my opinion, man, and I could totally be wrong about that. Actually, to be honest, I kind of stopped watching The Walking Dead. Like, it got to a point where it felt like half of, like, in order for the plot to continue to make sense, the heroes had to keep holding the idiot ball and doing, like, ridiculously stupid things. That kind of went, like, counter to common sense, or at least what you'd figure would be common sense. At least what I figure would be common sense, anyway. And also, you know, kind of relying on, oh, look at this, another person's died, isn't that sad? But it's like, dude, you're, like, killing people, like, every other episode. It was cool the first dozen times, but now it's kind of wearing a little thin. How can I develop an emotional connection to these characters if they keep dying? Anyway, that's also just my opinion, man. Really what kind of did The Walking Dead in for me is the aforementioned feeling that, like, the characters keep doing things that seem, like, ridiculously stupid and whatnot. And, like, that, like, their own stupidity is what causes half of their problems compared to, you know, like, any actual conflict out there. But that's just me. I mean, maybe I'm too critical and I expect too much from people. You know, like in the sense I'm like, oh, I, the viewer, know what should be done, and obviously if I were there and I did it, or, you know, it would be, everything would magically be okay. When in reality, perhaps, you know, it's like, oh, I think I know the answers, but if I was actually in a situation like that, and I tried doing what I thought made the most sense, it would actually turn out to be the worst possible thing to do. But I somehow don't think that's the case. And it's more so a case of idiot ball holding. But, you know, that's just me, again. I always like to emphasize that my opinions are my own and they do not represent the Gaming by Gaslight International or affiliates' opinions on things. I always find that kind of funny as well, like those little disclaimers. It's like, yeah, I mean, like you kind of, like I guess what I'm talking about are, you know, those situations where like you can have like an editorial or there's some commentary or whatever, and like people are really quick put on this label saying, oh yeah, just because, you know, we're letting these people say it, but we don't necessarily agree with what they're saying. But it's like, I mean, you probably agree a little bit with what they're saying if you're letting them say it. So, you know, like, have the balls to stand up for your ideas here, is all I'm saying. But then again, we do live in a very litigious and very, very polarized society these days, so I guess I can totally understand why people would want to be very careful about what they admit to supporting or not supporting, because it is very easily in the, you know, in the court of public opinion to be crucified for thinking the wrong things, which I think, personally, is kind of counterproductive. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some very, very abhorrent ideas that we don't necessarily as a society want to, like, give an open platform to, but at the same time, I feel, in a lot of cases, it's kind of dangerous to just shut off an idea because it's abhorrent. Like, I mean, because sometimes the person holding the abhorrent idea, like, they have reasons for why they think as they do. And with, like, open, honest discussion, you might be able to, you know, change their mind. So rather than being too quick to crucify someone for being wrong, we should attempt, you know, to reason and explain. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some people that you could literally beat them over the head with evidence of, like, your point of view, and they will not listen. I mean, frankly, I've probably been guilty of that myself, because it is really, really hard to admit you're wrong. And more importantly, also to, you know, acknowledge that there are other points of view out there that may or may not be as valid as your own. I don't know. I feel like that's an important conversation we need to have as a society sometimes. Since, you know, like I said, it sometimes feels like we get a little bit too preoccupied with being right and end up being less interested in actually, I guess, doing right, if that makes any sense. I don't know. That's my moral rant about society for today. I mean, it's kind of like the same rant I always do, really, whenever it comes up. I feel strongly about it. And if you feel strongly enough about something, you should probably mention it from time to time. Though, I suppose I should also be careful not to mention it too often. And then you'll be like, oh, Gaslight is always talking about social problems. We're just here for the video games. And don't want to hear all of this ranting and raving. And stuff. But you know, it's all there. It's all there in the world, man. And we get by as best we can, anyway. I don't know. I mean, granted, to be honest, most of my issues that I'm like really getting at here, it has to do specifically, I guess, more so with like stuff you see more on the internet rather than like in the actual real world. Because in the internet, with that mask of anonymity, people can surprise you with like the kind of like the just vile, poorly thought out ideas and like just things. But you know, that's what happens when you have no like when you're, I guess, liberated from any sense of responsibility for what it is you're saying and doing. You feel like you can say or do anything. But then again, it's kind of a good thing, because, like, in the sense that you can learn a lot, even if you, like, never actually end up seeing these individuals. You learn a lot about, like, what someone is like on the inside. You know, like, you learn more, like, when you see someone at their worst than when they're at their best. I guess is where I'm going with that one. Which is, I mean, it's something I try to be very conscious of myself, because I would rather, you know, like, I like to think of myself as a good person who, like, tries to do what's right and tries to, like, separate the wheat from the chaff when it comes to, like, understanding the world and all the craziness that goes on in it. And there's a lot of craziness in this world. But, you know, I mean, it's also one of those things, like, the older you get, or at least for me, the older I get, the less certain I become that I actually know what I know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how can I really know? Like, especially because there are a lot of really subjective things out there in the world. Oh dear. Yeah, come on, come over here so that I can, yeah, do that. Okay, wait for it. Oh, that was a bad timing, but I still did it, so that was... There's 4 enemies left? Are you kidding me? Where are they? How? Damn it. Who did I miss? How did I miss them? That's literally the first time that's ever happened to me, and I feel like a total scrub for letting that happen. And yet, oh well, that's what happens when you get too caught up in your own ramblings, I guess. You stop paying attention to the world around you. Which is also just as bad as not, like, taking an interest in the world around you in the first place, isn't it? I'm gonna break that just in case we have to do any backtracking later. Which could happen. Could always happen, totally. Ah. Man. No luck at all with these challenge rooms. Kinda makes me sad. Oh well. We are where we are, and that actually worked out really well at the end of the day, so I'm pretty happy. I mean, only 340 some cells. I would have preferred 400, but it was okay. Life went on and did what it needed to do, I guess. So that's good. That's good. I am good. We are good. Let's keep on rolling, as one does. Oh, right. Before I forget. Alright, so let's reset this. So we want cooldown, extra damage, because extra damage is pretty sweet, and then, yes, accelerated health flascherization. Nicely done. Alright, this is good. So as long as we don't get hit, we are set for victory. And if we're set for victory, then I don't really care what else happens, because it's all good. And oh my, 50 minutes. Dang. Oh, I didn't quite manage to... Oh. Wow, that was... Man, you know, there was a time when the assassin was like the most ridiculously scary enemy in the game, aside from golems. Now I'm not even scared of the assassin anymore, because almost everything I do... Well, I mean, with ice powers, the assassin is literally a joke. But then again, everything becomes a joke when you have ice powers, so, you know, that's cool, I guess. Probably also doesn't help our case that, like, I've upgraded every single ranged weapon, like, as far as, like, weapon variety is concerned. I've upgraded every single ranged weapon, but none of our, or at least relatively speaking, few of our non-weapons. But anyway, that's where we're going to wrap this episode up, so until the next time, as always, thank you all for watching. You know what? I didn't talk about survival weapons. I said last time I was going to talk about survival weapons. I forgot to do that. Dang it. Anyway, that'll wait for next time, I guess. So until the next time, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button or maybe leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking, and I will see all you in the next video.